Welcome, my friends, to this video tutorial. I'm calling it lesson 6, but who knows what it'll be called in the future. But this video on using chroma key, which is a green screen effect, and using looping backgrounds, doing transparent PNG. So a lot of interesting technical stuff. You guys are very familiar with green screens. You've seen them. You may not have realized that's what's going on, but the green screen is anytime you see like a person's, like they're superimposed upon, say they're at a studio and they're having a lightsaber battle, and then in the movie they're out in the middle of space, and you know they're not really in space, but they've been able to put them onto that that different background. So you film the person in front of a green screen, and then you take the green out and you replace it with a different background. So we're going to do that with chroma key. So what we're going to do is we're going to go out to YouTube and download a few video files just to play with them. All right. So look what I did. I went here, Starfield looping background. That's the first thing. I want to get you an interesting background. I'm going to choose a Starfield. You choose whatever you want. I found this. This is a nice. I found this little playlist of a bunch of looping backgrounds, background loops. That's what you search for, and then you want to find one that's not too long. This is 20 seconds. This one's pretty cool. See, it comes like this. Very cool. So I want that one. So I want to get the URL. Now, if you're inside of a playlist and you go to share, you got to be careful, because sometimes that click right here, that little box is checked. It says share with the playlist. And if you look at the URL, it's kind of weird. It's got the normal URL, then it says !, list equals. You don't want that list if you want to download just that one clip. So I turn that off. I just want this address. Or if you look up at the top of the URL is very long, because it's including the entire playlist as well as that one video. So you want to be careful about that. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to come out to our web page, and I'm going to click on, since I'm at school, or I'm not really at school, but if I was at school, I would use this website, the HTTP, the to convert. I'd paste in my video link here. Now check it out. Be slow and mindful. We're not going to connect it to an MP3. We're going to make it an MP4, which is a video file, and I'm going to make it a MP4 HD, high def. Why not? I don't know if it'll matter much one way or the other, but I'll go ahead and do that, and I'm going to convert it. Now that's going to take a moment. I'm going to just let the video play and talk to you for a minute. So something I notice people are having trouble with, sometimes when they convert these files, they can't always find their files. I'm using Chrome. Depending if you're using Chrome, Internet Explorer, Firefox, the downloads sometimes go to different places. But most of the time they go into a folder called downloads. And usually you can go to the browser, you can click and say, show me the downloads, and it'll take you to the downloads so you can find your stuff. So watch. Now click here, download. Don't click download using this downloader, just plain old download it. And I think in Internet Explorer a pop-up shows up that says, do you want to play this? Do you want to open it, or do you want to download it? Because Internet Explorer is like that. I want to download it. That's why I click download. So if it does do that in Internet Explorer, you have to say save the file, and you can see it right here in Chrome. It's downloading. You can see its progress. Now it's done. Now here's, unfortunately, using Vegas. I don't know exactly why, but it's probably because it's an older version of Vegas. That MP4 file, as it is right now, will not play correctly in Vegas. So if you just drag it right into Vegas, Vegas will not like it. So here's what you have to do. I'm coming over here. I open up my Vegas. My old file's open, so I'm going to do a new one. File new. It's okay. Fresh start. So I need to convert that video file that I just downloaded so that it can play. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to use, this took me a while to figure this out, but hey, I got it. This guy right here, everybody should have the VLC media player on their desktop, or you maybe if you go in your start programs to get it. So look for that. If you don't have it, let me know. I will install it. But open this bad boy up. Boom. And then once you have this open, you can open up that file you just downloaded. So open file. And this can be tricky to find it. It's kind of a pain in the butt. On my computer at home, I eventually figured out, I guess, how to make downloads a favorite. But I think at school, you don't see downloads. It's not easy to see. There's a couple ways you could do this. I think if you go into the computer itself, boom, boom, boom. And then from the computer, you go into C drive. Then you have to go into users, and then you can find your username. Like I'm logged in as administrator. And then once you get in here, then you can find your downloads. I think you can do it that way. Or even better maybe would be to go and, I'll do it this way. I'm going to come back to the browser, and I'm going to go show downloads. Now if that doesn't show up for you, I'm going to go here. to show downloads. Now all my downloads are going to show up. And I'm going to say open the folder, wherever that is. And then there it is, the Blue Grunge Snow. You can see I already downloaded it before. So I'm going to copy it right now out of there. I'm going to put it into a place where I can get it. I'm going to put it in my H drive. If I were at school, I'm not actually at school. I'm at home, but I'm going to put it in my fake H drive. Here I am, my little thumb drive. So put it in your H drive, Advanced Web, Video. Hey, I'm going to make a new folder. And I'm going to call it, what are we doing? Chroma key, green screen. How about green screen? Actually, chroma key is more technical. I like that. Chroma key. Chroma means, I think, color. So I'm going to paste it in there. All right, good. And you do that. Now, all that, I'm going to come back to VLC. Now I know where that file is. Open file. I can get to it a lot easier than going through all that craziness. And I'm just going to go into my H drive, or my pretend H drive. You go into your real H drive. Advanced Web, Video, Chroma key, there it is, there it is. So I'm going to open this file up. Boom, it played. It's playing, it looks good. If it doesn't play for you, then you know something's a problem. You got to work on that. So now that you have it played, it's open, and it's in there. You have to do this, media, convert/save. We're going to convert this file. So that file, now right now it's showing me this green screen file that I was working with before. So I'm going to add in, I don't want to do that, I want to do this one, this Blue Grunge Snow. So I'm going to open it. There. Now it's got the right file. I think when you first open up, it'll probably be blank. I'm going to remove that one. I was playing with that one earlier. So I have that one here. Now I want to convert or save it. I'm going to convert it. And I just experimented with this to figure it out, because I just tried different there's lots of different choices for your different formats to see which one would be compatible with Vegas. I thought the WMV, but even that one doesn't work. But this one has worked for me every time so far. The MPEG-2. I think that's an older format. I think what's happening is Vegas is a little bit older, the version we're using, so these newer video formats aren't working for us. But this one will work. I'm going to convert to MPEG-2. And where do I want to put it? Browse out. I'm going to put it right back into my H drive. Advanced Web, Video, Chroma key. And I'm going to call it background. This is my little background. Background 1, I'll call it whatever. Call it what you want. Save it. Make sure it all looks good. There's my source file. There, it's going to go to my H drive, or in my case, F drive. I made it an MPEG-2, so I say, go ahead. I don't know what it means to deinterlace. You could look that up. And now it's doing it right now. Beep, 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 beep. It's working through it. It's going to take a minute because I got like 16 programs open right now. Because I'm just like that. So now it's going to convert it. And pop, I'm going to close VLC down or minimize it. Because why should I close if I can keep it open, right? Come back over to Vegas. I'm going to go into my H drive. Or in my case, it's actually my F drive. But you go to your H drive. Go to your video folder. Go to that chroma key you just made. And if you don't see that folder, because if you had Vegas open already, it doesn't always show you stuff you make when you're like not in Vegas. You may have to hit refresh and you'll see your folder. You may have to refresh here. Now here's what's weird. It's showing me the MPEG-4 video, the original one. I'm not seeing that one that I just made, that I converted. It's because it's a little bit I think it's because that file has a different file extension on it. I did not anticipate this. So I'm going to have to drag and drop it out of Windows. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go into a folder like this. I'm going to go into my H drive, Advanced Web, Video, Chroma key. See here, it's here. It's called background1.ps. It makes it kind of a weird file. I think it's like an all-purpose container file that can hold any type of video. But from my experience, if I just drag and drop it, then Vegas will respect it. So it takes, Vegas doesn't see it here in the Explorer. I think because it only has like a file extension of 2 of a .ps, and just like, what the heck is that? But Windows knows it's there, and then once it comes into the track, it is fine. I haven't had a problem with it. And now it plays. That was a long time just to get that done. All right, that's a first step. Let me pause here, save this bad boy. And then I'm going to pause the video and make a part 2, okay? What am I doing? I don't know. I'm not even listening. I'm not thinking. I want to put it in the 4 drive, Advanced Web, Video, Chroma key. Here we go. I'm going to call it Chroma. Boom. All right, so I saved that. I got my star field. You got your looping background, whatever you want. It doesn't have to be that. All right, the part 2, we're gonna go out and get a video that has a green screen on it, and then we'll have fun with that. So I'm gonna pause it here and then see you on part 2.